Recently, I got very interested in the Outlast trials after snagging it off Steam for a decent discount. Like, it's great, I've been having lots of fun, especially with the new Prime asset, Amelia, who released with the new trial environment, The Resort, when I joined the game. Absolutely amazing. So today I would like to give my personal analysis and opinions on the trailer for Project Judas. Lots of juicy content, so let's get right to the trailer first before that.
Why don't we watch something? Something to put me in the mood.
Anything, my love. Is he handsome enough for you?
Oh, Otto. What kind of provincial tart gets her knickers damp over beauty? What turns me on is power. That empty suit, those plastic eyes. That'll be the face of power in the media age. A smiling mask to hide an ocean of outrage. And then it's just a matter of balance, of brinksmanship. How far can you push it? How much hypocrisy can you cram down their throats? How much trauma can the system bear while some little clown grins for the camera and tells our lies?
It's too much. Easterman's pushing too hard, taking too many risks. What is he thinking? Giving reagents knives. Pulling prime assets from R&D. Pulling in prime assets from Mount fucking Massive. He's tiptoeing us up to the edge of catastrophe. Adding more than the system can bear. We're going to lose control again. He's playing with fire. He's gonna burn us all.
The center will not hold.
What's that, love?
Oh, nothing. Mere anarchy.
Before we get right into the meat of the trailer, I want to talk about the title itself, Project Judas. I had to dig a little into the meaning behind Judas when I saw some discussions on the potential implications of the title on Reddit at r/Outlast Trials. Judas, or more specifically Judas Iscariot, was one of the 12 apostles who betrayed Jesus to Sanhedrin for 30 pieces of silver. Now, here is where I think it gets a little interesting. Forgive me for lacking a certain understanding of this story because I'm not a Christian, but I have done some research. In Christianity, Judas is seen as the representation of betrayal whose actions, though part of a big plan, drove him to by hanging. Now, what does this mean in the context of the Outlast trials? Who tries to position himself as the person we should look up to, the person we should listen to, and nobody else? That's right, Dr. Easterman. Now, we have this in mind, save it for later because we are gonna need it. The new trial environment is obviously going to the Crest twins instead of poor Sergeant Dylan Coyle, who still wanders the halls of the police station and courthouse like an old ghost. Sorry to the fans who were hoping for a new trial environment for him, but really, Otto and Aurora currently only got one place to kill while Coyle gets two. Anyways, with a new trial environment comes new trials. According to the most recent roadmap, we're getting new MK challenges, one being Solve the Murder and another Undisclosed. This time, Dr. Easterman is shuttling reagents into the television studio. In the trailer, we also get plenty of screen time of the newest victim. I thought he was Murkov's newest creation, a mannequin with extra realistic movement and more triggering voice lines than I know you can hear me, Dr. Easterman. But after a further look through and reading some comments on the subreddit, he's probably an actual human being with a plastic mannequin mask on his head. See what happens when you don't do your trials properly, reagents. With this shot, I want to briefly bring you to the original video's description. The Crest twins will return in a new trial environment, the television studio, to exert their power on the masses by installing a celebrity talking head as a political candidate. Meanwhile, turmoil brews within the Sinyala facility will control Hold. Now, focus on this section. I don't know about you, but to me, I think one of the new trials is going to center around eliminating this celebrity / political candidate because our interest in completing the task in the trials most of the time conflicts with that of the prime assets. One example I can think of from the top of my head right now is Kill the Snitch. Okay, this scene right here is damning, at least in my opinion, but I think you'll agree too. Because what on earth is happening? Chaos is erupting in the sleep room and Dr. Easterman is just watching with a cigarette in one hand and his head in the other. Let's dissect these few seconds of the trailer. Reagents are attacking each other in the sleep room. Why? I don't know. This short scene then zooms out to be a video feed Alice Bradley Avelanos is watching from her office somewhere. She says,
It's too much. Easterman's pushing too hard. Taking too many risks.
I bet this partially implies that what's happening with the reagents is probably his fault. Also, she's on the phone with someone but we don't know who. Anyways, it's clear that Avelanos hasn't been very approving of Easterman's recent actions. This line,
What is he thinking? Giving reagents knives.
tells us she doesn't approve of the invasion mode, probably. Literally the only time reagents gets knives, to my knowledge. These two lines,
Pulling prime assets from R&D. Pulling in prime assets from Mount fucking Massive.
refers to the Crest twins and Lilia Bogomolova, clearly expresses Avelanos' disapproval with Easterman's choice to have them as primes. Which makes me wonder, did she just recently find out about their origins, or did she hold her breath on the matter and is just making her frustration with Easterman and his recent actions known now? I don't know. Maybe this is mentioned in a Murkoff collectible document somewhere. I haven't collected them all yet, so maybe someone in the comments can enlighten me. Avelanos says,
He's tiptoeing us up to the edge of catastrophe. Adding more than the system can bear, we're going to lose control again. He's playing with fire. He's gonna burn us all.
Now, I want to bring you back to what I said about the title of Project Judas and how Easterman could be directly connected to it. Easterman is the head of Project Leaf, so obviously he's going to call the shots. I, like other reagents in the game, assumed the Doctor is someone very high up the Murkoff ladder, like really high up. But that might not really be the case. He is probably another, let's say for example in a manner I can describe, department head in Murkoff in charge of a huge project. Yeah, that's probably all he actually is. He's got responsibility placed on his shoulders, big expectations to meet, and requirements to fulfill to justify the project's massive expenses and needs. Earlier, I talked about how I think Judas might connect to Easterman. If Easterman is a synonym for Judas in the trials, I suspect he will meet his end the same way Judas did, by hanging himself whenever that happens. I've been seeing comments on YouTube and Reddit talking about how Easterman will be taken out of the picture somehow and replaced by Avelanos. The idea of him being removed from his position either through self-inflicted death or being fired by the top brass is definitely going to be a very damning plot point in the game's ongoing life narrative. He props himself up as a god, but actually he's an insecure man who's spiraling and losing control of his children, which can be felt as an indicator in the I am in control voice lines. A is for Amelia reagents and she is back. In the trailer, the primes take notice of a familiar looking symbol in multiple trial environments. That's right, Amelia is on the prowl again. Last I heard of her, she was taken down from the rebirth entrance and put into Murkoff's urgent care. Side note I would like to talk about for a moment, Dr. Easterman obviously hates Amelia. Why wouldn't he? She's the cause of so many problems for him and Murkoff. But the fact that it was stated Easterman ordered Amelia taken down from the rebirth entrance and placed into emergency medical care could mean that despite his hatred for her, she is too important to kill. Anyways, back to the symbols. All prime assets find the A symbol painted onto the walls with Paint Bro. Amelia has somehow once again broken free. If she's just as determined and still just as skilled as she was before, I bet we might have another escape attempt event again. It makes sense. Imagine. The Sinyala facility is breaking apart at the seams, according to Avelanos, so it makes sense that Amelia Coiler would seize that opportunity for another escape attempt. If this really happens, I personally would be very happy because the initial Amelia escape event happened way before I joined the game. There's one more thing I want to highlight here before moving on. We don't know exactly how Coil, Mother Gooseberry, Franco and the twins reacted when they saw the A symbol, but we do see Lilia reacting to it with as much unkindness as her little cold heart can muster. She literally slashes the symbol with her blade, which got me thinking about a couple of things here. Once again, forgive me for any lore inaccuracies, but I do believe that Amelia and Lilia have not shared any close encounters as of now. The whole escape plan thing happened before Lilia was sent from Mount Massive Asylum, but she is very reactive to the symbol for whatever reason. I read a comment saying how Lilia or either Amelia, I don't remember exactly who, could possibly be a Judas goat. According to Wikipedia, a Judas goat leads the other goats to the slaughter, while its life is spared. This plays into the theme of betrayal. Wait, I just had a little revelation. Betrayal. Clearly the relevant parties in this update is going to be Avelanos, Easterman, and Amelia. Maybe Lilia. Betrayal. I've been reading some comments again. Betrayal. Someone's gonna be betrayed, I guess. How am I just realizing this now? Oh, yeah. Someone is going to be betrayed. Maybe Amelia or Easterman. I wouldn't be surprised if Avelanos is the one doing the betraying. I've said so much already. She clearly doesn't like what Easterman has been doing. Yeah, alright, let's move on. Let's talk about Otto and Aurora's conversation in the trailer. Aurora said,
What turns me on is power. That empty suit, those plastic eyes, that'll be the face of power in the media age.
This is going to be a crazy stretch to be true, but at first, when I watched the trailer, I assumed the description of the empty suit and plastic eyes could subtly refer to Easterman for some reason. I mean, all we ever see of him up close is a shadowy face on the trial briefing videos, so I might talk about them if I want to in a future video, because there are some things about it I've observed. So take what I just said there about the suit and plastic eyes and their potential relation to Easterman with lots and lots of salt. Realistically, the line, that will be the face of power in the media age, could reference displeasure with a major issue or other situations being masked behind a good-looking personality/host in the media. You know, placate the masses until the world moves on or something, as seen with this line.
A smiling mask to hide an ocean of outrage.
It wouldn't surprise me if Aurora and Otto were in tune with typical Murkoff inner workings and patterns. After all, the comics have shown them as actual Murkoff employees before they became a prime asset. Well, it seems that Aurora is the one doing most of the work for the twins though.
I watch Trolloc and the Sister Bear while someone little clown grins for the camera and tells our lies.
Feels very suitable as something the twins will comment on because Otto is the one who specializes in politics, and don't forget that they know how to use power to their advantage. Otto says the center will not hold. Answering Aurora, he responds with,
Oh, nothing. Mere anarchy.
Anarchy, according to the dictionary, refers to a state of disorder due to absence or non-recognition of authority or other controlling systems. He knows, like Avelanos, that the Sinyala facility is going to fall apart, and following the meaning of anarchy, that will mean a lack of authority figure. Most likely Dr. Easterman is going to lead to that. From what I've read and seen so far, I think Red Barrels has done a very good job at creating a very detailed in-universe story where everything clicks together so nicely. Project Judas has me really excited and I can't wait for the update to drop on the 24th March. I'll probably make another video by then of some gameplay and maybe some opinions on the update when it goes live and I have played it. Alright, I think we're done here. Thanks for watching. Okay, yeah.